Hey fellow agate lovers, are you ready for another slab to cab video? That's the series where I take a slab like this and I make a cabochon from it. So where did this slab come from? I made this myself from a rock I found out at the Coconut 06 Ranch near Alpine, Texas, out there in West Texas, you know, where all the cool rocks are. Oh, this was a fun one to slab. If you like the slabbing videos, be sure and check my playlist. I got a lot of them now. Regardless, we're going to take this particular slab and turned it into a cabochon. Now, what I like about this is that it is two agates in one. As you can see on the right side here, we have this, well, it's a mossiness, but it's very unusual looking. Then on the left side, we've got a traditional sort of mossiness there. What I'd like to do is put a shape on here that incorporates both sections. Well, check it out. What do you think of this? It's sort of a classic cabochon shape, and as you can see, I'm going to have the yellowish mossy area and the brownish mossy area. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. I don't see any obvious fractures, although I do see maybe a soft section right there that won't take a great shine. The bottom looks okay. So next step is to get this over to the high-speed trim saw and trim away as much as I can. Get as close to the line as I can, without going over, of course. After that, I will take this over to the cabbing machine where I'll get on the 80 grit wheel and I will fine tune that shape, try to make it look exactly like that. Once that's done, I'll get it on a dop stick. And then we will meet again over at the cabbing machine. Let's get started with the 80 grit wheel. This is where I do the basic shaping. And here's how it looks, dry of course. I got the dome formed, a little flat spot on top. Don't worry, I'll take care of that on this next wheel. The 220 grit wheel. I'm going to clean up all those scratches, fine tune the shape. Now check it out. A good shape, right? Let's move on. The 280 grit wheel is next. And smooth, yes. Very slight reflection, good. Next up is the 600 grit wheel. Let's get the shine going. And there you go. You can start to see the shop lights reflecting. Our next wheel is the 1200 grit, normally where the polish really starts to take off. There you go. After 1200 grit, the lights are dancing on the surface, looking good. We've got one more to go, the 3000 grit wheel. And now how does our polish look? Ooh, very bright, very shiny. That's after 3000 grit. I like that. I could probably leave it like that, but let's see if we can do any better. Let's get on the wet belt sander and the cerium belt. And now for our final polish. Ooh. Good reflection there. Beautiful stone, I think. The shape looks good as well. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's take it inside now for a closer look. Check it out, our West Texas Moss Agate Cabochon is finished, and oh gosh, I have to address the elephant in the room. You see that big crack right there? Yep, sure enough. I dropped it and it broke. I've super glued it back together, but I feel terrible about that. It was such a beautiful cabochon. And now it has that crack all the way through it. Can we still enjoy this? Let's try. Let's give it a shot here. After all, it is a really pretty cabochon. Look at that. Check that out. Just ignore that line. There's nothing to see here, folks. Ooh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Two types of mossiness in this agate. Wow. And it was a great shape before I dropped it. Good dome. Yeah, nice girdle around it there. That, of course, is how we started. Oh yeah, you can see my super glue stuck to some of the paper I had this thing resting on when I was holding it tightly together so it wouldn't fall apart. And this is what it looks like after 7 different grits. Very nice shine on this thing. Good stuff to work with as well. I found it pretty easy to shape, And then look at the polish it took. Normally when it's easy to shape, it doesn't take such a great polish. That's reserved for the very hard agates. But this one took a good shine and a good shape quickly. That's the ideal material with which to work when you are making a cabochon. Well, in spite of the big fracture in it that I created, I hope you can still appreciate the beauty of this cab. And I'm very glad you decided to watch this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to check my other videos for more like this.